What's the best part about my job? This right here.
So ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving a rocking welcome to our keynote speaker, Jim Knight.
Jim Knight.
Jim Knight.
Please welcome Jim Knight.
As I work with brands in every industry, I consistently see the same challenge. Everyone wants a rockstar company, but they aren't sure where to start or what to do to get to the top. That's where I come in. As a keynote speaker and best-selling author on the topics of organizational culture, customer service, leadership, and building teams, I've had the great fortune of impacting and influencing leaders of all levels in reaching legendary heights. So what's the secret? After running training and development for Hard Rock International for 21 years and speaking to global audiences for over 2 decades, one thing is now crystal clear to me. All business results are predicated on human behaviors.
You're more likely to take the hill. You get an army of giants behind you, and that's what you're looking for to actually get the results that you're looking for. You might have to play a few Jedi mind tricks on a couple people to do it, but if I can get people to do the things that they might not have done on their own, and for me, it's a preordained result. I know exactly what I need people to do to continue to be number one from a customer experience standpoint. Until we get 100% into robotics, into AI, until we get into cloning, you're gonna have to go and mine for people and get the right ones on board. And this stuff isn't easy. It's the hardest thing you're ever gonna do. All the other stuff, the practical, tactical nuts and bolts of the business, we can do all that stuff. Getting the people to actually do that, that's the hard stuff. This is all based off of human behavior. And everything is learned behavior. You know that, right? There is not a single person in this room that acts and behaves a certain way because you were born that way. None of you. You guys all learn everything. You learn everything from your parents, from school, from your friends, from the playground, from religion, from lack of religion. By the time you come to me as some 18, 19-year-old wanting a job, you are the way you are. And if your natural disposition isn't to, be around other people, that's a problem for me. I used to think I was a pretty good trainer. I cannot train people to smile. I've tried really hard. I'm smack dab in the middle of the employee life cycle. I have no say-so in how people come on board or how they leave the organization. I will do the best with what you give me. The best training in the world is not going to help a bad hire. We've got to make sure that we surround ourselves with the people who can actually help us move the culture forward. This is learned behavior.
Once clients understand this basic concept and feel armed with real-world solutions, that's when change starts to happen. As part of my long and winding road, I now speak at numerous events each year, in person and virtually. I've published several books on these key topics, and I've interviewed hundreds of thought leaders to validate my programs and suggestions. But the real win is for audiences to have proven direction on how to amp up their businesses when they leave the event.
It doesn't matter to me what kind of survey, but I would go out there and ask your customers, your clients, your members, how are we doing for you? You can do it electronically, you can do it over the phone, do it online, text-based, stand outside of a physical building with a clipboard, doesn't matter to me. I've seen the 1,000 questions. I do care if the light bulbs are working. I care if the restrooms are clean. I care if there is a parking lot that the thing's organized. Yeah. All of that stuff. I get to the last 3 questions. Are you gonna come back? You coming back to the well? You gonna spend more money with me? You gonna talk about me positively? Those are the only 3 I care about. Those are the 3 where you've created an experience. Because I've taught classes that are day long talking about this. And I've come to the conclusion it is really about one bullet point. This is what I think it is. I think you got to figure out a way to personalize, customize, individualize every single experience with every single person we come into contact with. And if you do that right, you will produce an emotional attachment where people cannot fathom not having you in their lives. That's what I think it is. It's not about the stuff anymore. We want people that are unapologetically authentic when it comes to the obsession. When I talk about customer obsession, that's the exact word I want to use. You know when you're obsessed about a thing or a person, you will lose your mind. You will do anything to get that thing or that person. Do you have people, once again, that are like that? They're showing up going, I am bringing the thunder today. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create obsession. I'm an experiential starved consumer, man. I'm on the hunt I'm looking for anybody to do something different with me. When I go to eat, drink, shop, stay, play, I'm looking for people to treat me special. Like I said, what you get with me is loyalty. Like, I'm gonna keep coming back. And I got a loud mouth, I'm telling everybody.
One of the most important and timely topics for organizations right now is company culture. It is quite the buzzword, but nirvana if you can get it right. The answer to creating, maintaining, or even revolutionizing a company's culture is multifaceted, and it's rooted in learned behaviors, involved leadership, and customer obsession.
People get stuck in heritage all the time. I'm just saying that is not the same thing as culture. I think culture is the exact opposite. I think it's about the present. The only reason I can say it is because of that bullet point right there. Out of everything else that I can talk about, I think that's my ultimate definition of company culture. I just think it's a collection of people. It's a collection of unique people who have some unique behaviors. And some of those behaviors are awesome and some of them not so much. And whoever you've gathered is in your company right now. That is your company culture. So if you don't believe that, let's do a little science experiment with you here. Let's just say, I love the company logo. I love it. I love the color palette you guys use. I love your fonts. I love all the tools and processes and forms. I love the way the buildings. I love the fit and finish. I love all the aesthetics. I like the environment. But all of you, you're out. I'm getting rid of all of you. I'm going to replace every single one of you. Have I changed the culture? You better believe it, because if you just do the opposite, let's say I think this logo is crap, the color palette, every form and tool and process, I don't like where the corporate support headquarters are, all of that stuff, but we all get to stay. Have I really affected the culture? Which, by the way, all that other stuff happens in companies all the time, right? If you really do believe that the company is about the people more than anything else, I got another problem. Every time somebody leaves or joins the band, culture changes immediately. If I'm the new guy and I stay 3-4 weeks, then I'm out, you take me out, or I leave on my own, I bet you I still made a dent in the culture, probably negatively, if it was a short period of time. If one of you leave, big impact, broad sweeping influence, especially if you're in a senior position.
One of the things that audiences love about my programs is the edutainment. For a speaker to be effective, it's not enough to be fun and interesting on stage, just as you can't rely on being smart and competent. The most impactful speakers are the ones that do both with excellence.
The very first opening staff, that opening crew, you will do anything to make sure you get it right. There is so much time and energy and effort and rigor and money that you will spend to get that right crew. And if somehow, some way, you could have held on to them for a year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. You'd have the exact culture that you wanted, the way you started. But it doesn't work like that, does it? You know why? People are coming and going all the time. And every time you lose somebody, there goes another hit to the culture. Sometimes you wake up 2-3 decades later and you're like, oh man, what happened to my cool culture? Well, where are all the cool kids? Where are all the people that you started with at the very beginning? You've allowed it to happen. And if you've ever been to a concert before, there's a moment that happens when they start to put on the slow song, when the rock ballad starts to be played. This is what we used to do. The big lighter. It's so cool. We don't do that anymore. What do? Yeah, make it easier. It's all the phones, right? Same thing though. As soon as it comes on, everybody gets that phone out, gets the lighter out, and we sit there and go, oh, this is so cool. It's, for whatever reason, the slow song, it's like the soundtrack of your life. And you remember who you were hanging out with and where you were the first time you heard the song and who you were making out with. Like that whole moment comes back flooding into your head. It is a cool moment when the rock ballad comes on. No concert in the history of concerts ever ends on the rock ballad.
Right after that, woo, here come the hits. Here comes 2 or 3 encores. People losing their mind. So it's cool. I'm going all the way back to heritage. You can't get stuck in the way you've always done it. You gotta do something different. Because now you have a whole bunch of people who, like I said, you gotta communicate and inspire and reward and recognize and teach and grow and show me a little bit of love. You better find the broom closet and find the blowtorch and the flamethrower and light that thing up. It's not enough to just have the camera light anymore. I don't care how long somebody's been working for you, 20, 30 years, we all need to be inspired. Find the flamethrower and light it up.
To help with an attendee's retention level, my programs are dunked in the spirit of rock and roll. Using authentic music orientation, song clips, and a few band and brand analogies, the learnings I want the audience to remember tend to resonate with them on an emotional level. As an educator on a quest to provide memorable solutions, that rocks. Another element that really resonates with attendees is the participatory nature of my delivery. A music degree and 35 years in hospitality have surely helped in crafting my programs and unique delivery. But it's really the experience and expertise I have in public education and learning and development that really help me deliver memorable concepts with real stickiness. By design, I'm loud, fast, mobile, and passionate when on stage, but audiences also get a healthy balance of visual slides, videos, music clips, text polling, group discussions, and storytelling, all while they capture actionable takeaways as they're revealed. This sensory mosh pit solidifies retention of the content. If you're looking for real solutions to build a rockstar team or strengthen your brand's culture, customer service, or leadership, I can be the catalyst to amp up results. This is what drives me, and I think that passion and commitment always comes through.
I had fun doing my best for you guys. Rock on, rock on, rock on.
Thanks so much. Appreciate you.